Hello, welcome. Sunday night. So, I put in the comments that I think connecting to Facebook worked, but until I see someone else, because there was some weird little glitchy thing where my streaming service had two posts and they had different links. So, I'm really hoping someone else comes on Facebook and says hello, because right now everybody's here from YouTube. Jenny's here from Facebook. Yay. Okay, now I've been stressing like all day. So, and even little Dexter's been stressed too. Huh, Dexter? Yes. So now you guys can go. Actually, we are doing individual healing. So let me get my paperwork going because I keep track of everything. So would you believe today is show number 147. And so with this, how I typically do this is we do individual healings and we also do group healings. But for this Sunday night, I did say that we're going to look at inherited or generational healing using trapped emotions, but we're also going to look at past life. So I guess it sort of depends on what you want. Because how I typically do it is whatever comes up is the most important thing to release. However, if you want to delve in specifically to inherited trapped emotions or past life, that might not be the most important thing to heal what you're dealing with. Oh, and there's Paula. Welcome. So I think we're going to start with a healing pulse because that helps everyone just sort of get on the same page. So if you know what you want to work on, oh, there's Anne-Marie. Yay, the Canadians are here. Welcome, Anne-Marie. I haven't seen you in forever. So cool. So at 10 after, we're going to do a healing pulse, which is just a couple minutes. And that helps you heal too. But most of tonight, we will be working on trapped emotions, both individual. Oh, nice, Carolyn. Let me see. Part of it is the Facebook people can't see the YouTube people and vice versa. Unless I've got a little box that allows it. Let's see if it works. It doesn't always flip on. Okay, it's there. So Anne-Marie is in Canada, and so there we go. Okay, cool. Some more things are working, so that's good. I did not expect that. So with the healing pulse, it goes to where you direct it. So if you have pain, if you have discomfort, if you have anxiety, that's what we're going to work on for you. So you get to choose. So if you have anxiety or if you maybe have some emotional things going on, that's where you want to think about, where do I want to receive the energy? For instance, for me, when I'm anxious, it goes to the pit of my stomach. And so that's where I'll want to direct the healing. And so the first part is thinking about where you want to receive the healing. And even if you don't feel the energy, I still think you need to go for it and just allow it, because some people feel things later on. Great, Paula. So I'm going to put So Paula is a good example of what she wants to work on. So let's start there. So Juan, if there's something specific that you want to work on, or you can just tell me whatever is coming up. All right, so one more minute, we will start the healing pulse. So do you have a location where you want to send the pulse to? And just know that if it's in a weird spot on your back, all right, Juan, I've got you on the list for whatever. So like say you've got back problems that you can't reach it. So what you need to do is just focus that you are reaching and touching that area and sort of imagine. Okay, so let's start our first healing pulse. And then after this, we will work on trapped emotions, inherited trapped emotions, and also we'll look at a little bit at past life. I'll focus on whatever's the strongest. All right, so Jenny, I've got whatever. Anne Marie, family. Okay. And so Anne Marie, I'm taking that when you ask about family, please, it'll be you're looking for generational things, or are you wanting to work on trapped emotions also? So Carolyn, so things are scrolling a little fast. So if I miss you, please just remind me. Ears and heart. Monica. So Anne, if you sign up for my newsletter, you will get a link to 3 healing pulses and a little bit of discussion about how the healing pulse works. So okay. All right. So here's on my list, and then we're going to start the healing pulse. So I've got Paula, Juan, Jenny, Anne Marie, Carolyn, Lynn, Francine, Monica, and what was it? Baja Girl. So that's what I've got so far. Renee, you've got me too, but I'm not sure which. Oh, so above you've got family. Jan is lungs, heart. Okay, let's do our first healing pulse, and then we will start working through some of the issues that are coming up. So I want you to rub your hands together until they're warm. Place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy. Imagine my hands are on yours. And so not only are you healing, or are you feeling your own healing energies, but you're also receiving mine. And then the most important part is that you allow the energy to flow. So imagine with each breath in, the healing goes a little deeper. With each breath out, you're releasing something that doesn't belong, something maybe you're done with, or maybe it's not even yours. And so just allow. Some of you will feel hot or cold or tingles. Some of you might not feel this, but that's just how it is. Not everybody feels everything. I use this a lot for anxiety if I've got clients that are, if we meet for an appointment and they're very anxious, this is how we start. And it's amazing how helpful it is. So just breathe that in. All right. Okay, so sort of evaluate, see if it's pain. Is it the same? Did it move? Did it lessen? Especially if it moved, that's really a good thing because it means there's more opportunities for healing. So with the anxiety or any other emotion, it's my hope that you don't feel that as intensely. So let's start with the individual healing. And typically for the group healing, we'll do 3 tonight. So first on my list is Paula. Paula's got a horrible work situation. So let me see. And I've got a few different lists that I use. I've got a couple I'm going to use for inherited and also for trauma. But I think, let me just see. So I'm going to use a list that's got about 400 things on it. And it's got emotions, sensations, and behaviors for you, Paula. So I've got the trapped emotion of vulnerability. Let me get an age for you, Paula. Around age 26. And ages are the hardest thing. So I'm thinking sometime 25, 26, 27. Vulnerability. So there was a situation where you did not process the energies of vulnerability. And so that energy is still with you. And it also makes you more sensitive to being vulnerable. And so I think especially with this work situation that you've got going on, it's hard to be really confident and assertive and tell people to knock it off when you're feeling vulnerable. So let's go ahead and release that. Now I'm going to go ahead and release it, but I always think if you can assist and intend that it is happening, it's even better. And I know my regulars know how to release, but you new people might not. And so maybe I'll have to do a separate video for that on how to clear. Okay, so checking back in for Paula, that did release. Cool. All right, next on the list is Juan. So let's see what I'm going to use for Juan. So I'm getting the word Juan of anguish. Let me just see when this is from. Thank you, Paula. Glad for that confirmation. So let's see. So Juan, I'm getting about 18. So as I said, ages are tough. So 17, 18, 19, there was a situation where it gave you great anguish and you did not process those energies and that emotions. And so it makes you more sensitive to when you're in personal turmoil. So let's go ahead and release that. So I'm going to just focus on anguish for you, Juan, and release and remove that. I don't know if that resonates with you. 18 is generally sort of a tumultuous time for many of us. Okay, so I did get that to release. All right, next. Jenny wants to work on whatever. So let's see. Okay, so I'm going to work on my emotion, sensations, and behaviors list for Jenny. So I'm getting self-abuse, Jenny, and usually this means you're not very nice to yourself. Thank you, Juan. So sometimes you are really super hard on yourself and you give yourself a lot of grief for making mistakes or problems. Let me get an age on. So you didn't really process the energies of this, but let me get an age, and this might tie to a situation. Around 26, Jenny, so 25, 26, 27. So I don't know if something happened where you were just super hard on yourself. But I'm going to go ahead and release that. Okay, let me know if I was close to that, Jenny. All right, so on my list coming up, I've got Anne-Marie, Carolyn, Lynn, Francine, Monica, Baja Girl, Renee, and Jan. If I missed you, please let me know and put it in the comments. All right, Anne-Marie wants to deal with family. Let's see. Oh, and we've got our first inherited trapped emotion. So let's see what it is. And I'm going to do a screen share because this is sort of interesting. Okay, except it didn't really work. I want my PNG. Okay, so I want window. Shoot, they changed how they do this screen share. So I'll just have to tell you what it is. So I have this visual of how many people are included in an inherited trapped emotion, and it's actually quite interesting. So let me just get at it a different way. Okay. All right, so going back to Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie, I'm getting famine through your family lineage. So let's see how far back. All right, so let's see. So I generally start with parents, of which there are 2, and it wasn't parents, it's farther back. So then I look at grandparents, and there's 4. Great grandparents, there are 8. No. Second great grandparents, and there are 16. No. So I've got fourth back is, well, it's great 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 grandparents, and there's 64, and that's a generation that had the famine. So that's 5 generations back. Fifth, and then there's 4 great great. So Anne-Marie, I don't know if you know much of your family history. So that was great 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 great. Was it grandpa? No? Or was it both? No. It was one? Is it grandma? So grandma. So great-great-great-grandma. There was some famine. So I wonder if she was a widow or... So we will work on releasing, removing that for Anne-Marie. You are very welcome, Jenny. Yeah, a lot of the work that I do for emotions specifically is based on the emotion code, but then I've just sort of taken it and made some changes, and I use a lot of different lists and things like that. So I'm going to check back in with Anne-Marie and see, did that release? Yes. All right. So that did release. Next, we've got Carolyn. Carolyn's got some issues with her gut and solar plexus. So I would just want to see if they are related to the same underlying cause. And I do get yes. So let's see what else. So with that, Anne-Marie, it was your great-great-great-grandma. Let's see, was that mom's side? No. So that was on your dad's side of the family. So quite a ways back. All right, and Monica. Okay, Monica, I've already got you on the list for heart. So did you want me to change that? So let me just see what list I'm going to use for Carolyn. Okay, we're going to use the emotions, sensations, and behaviors. So this list has some unique trapped emotions. This says unfeeling / hard-hearted. So let me get an age for you. All right, so when was this? Around age 26, Carolyn. So with this, sometimes if it's seems a little oddly worded, sometimes I'll ask if it's yours, because especially the hard-hearted part. So this isn't yours, but it was someone around you. So they were really unfeeling towards you, and so that energy back to you really affected you. So let's go ahead and release that. Thank you for clarifying, Monica. All right, so tuning back into Carolyn, I am getting that released. All right, next I've got Lynn. Lynn's got knee issues. So let's see. So I've got a list that we're going to focus on trauma. Let me get an age. You're very welcome, Carolyn. I hope that helps. All right, so I'm getting for Lynn the word torture. And torture can be sometimes a literal thing, but sometimes it's just a really extreme thing that you were feeling. Let me get an age, and maybe it'll make sense. So around 29. So somewhere 28, 29, 30, somewhere in there, there was some really extreme, strong emotions. So let's go ahead and release that. So that did release. And then I want to talk about a book because, so like some of you have talked about issues like Lynn said knees. So this is called the secret language of your body. And it is sort of like my little Bible for looking at underlying reasons for things. And basically this book just helps me with shortcuts. You are welcome, Anne-Marie. It's got an area where it tells sort of spiritual or energetic reasons why things happen. So like here's things under the K's. Kidney problems, kidney stones, kleptomania, lactose intolerant, laryngitis, leprosy, leukemia. So it lists, reasons why those are happening. So it does have an area for knees. So it's got conditions, but then it's actually got locations. So this has like joints, kidneys, knees. So if it's both, they separate left and right knee. But so here are possible contributing emotional factors: control, blame, judgment, anger, resentment, frustration, inflexibility, feeling stuck, difficulty healing with a person, issue, or situation from the past, confusion, frozen desires and unfulfilled dreams, unresolved family issues, difficulty making decisions and keeping commitments, fear of moving forward, a great need to know what will happen next. So with these, I say if the person has at least half of these, then we really should focus on them. But that sort of gives you an idea of where else to look for help or a private session with me, Lynn. So we're going to release torture from Lynn. Okay, so that did release. Next, Francine. And I wrote ears and heart. Did I read that right? So I'm going to tune in. Is it ears? No. We're going to work on the heart, Francine. So let's see what comes up. Good. I'm glad that makes sense, Lynn. I hope that's helpful. Oftentimes, chronic conditions have layers of issues. So you can consider that one layer released, Lynn. All right. So I could spell. So the one that's coming up for you, Francine, is irrational fears. Let me get an age on that. Maybe this will make more sense. 13. So you were pretty young. So somewhere 12, 13, 14. Did you have a lot of fears about the world and you and living life? So let's go ahead and release this. Somehow that's playing a role. So with the irrational fears, part of that is, I can just sort of tune in and feel that heart just, let's get rid of that. Okay, I'm getting that released. Let me know if that makes sense to you, Francine. Monica, you are next. And Monica had a heart attack and has some heart damage. Serenity Girl, I will add you to the list. Oh, Francine, I'm so sorry. That definitely ties in there. Well, I'm hoping releasing this makes it a little easier. to believe that you're lovable. All right, so nerve pain in head. Okay. We're going to do our next healing pulse. So any of you with physical issues like Lynn, your knees, Serenity Girl, and who else? People with the heart stuff, Carolyn with your solar plexus and gut. So if you've got emotional things going on, like Paula, your work situation, where do you feel that stress in your body when work is going horribly? So those are places where you're going to want to send the next healing pulse. So I want you to rub your hands together, place your hands exactly where you need to receive that energy. Imagine my hands on yours. Actually, Monica, you are next on the list. So, but put your hands on the heart. And just allow the energy to flow. Imagine wherever the energy is going, it gets a little calmer. Allowing the healing to happen with each breath in. The healing goes a little deeper. With each breath out, you're releasing what doesn't belong, anything that you're through with. Okay, so that was healing pulse number 2. Let me know how you did with that. So Monica, let's see what list I'm going to use for you. So I'm getting overburdened. Let me get an age on that. Getting around age 19. So somewhere 18, 19, 20. So I don't know if that was you just had a lot going on. So, which is very typical, especially if, at 19, you're probably, if you're working lower paying jobs, and or you're possibly a student and have a lot going on. So let's go ahead and release overburdened. So that did release. So, and let's just see for you. So these are emotions that are possible contributing factors to heart issues. Feeling blocked, unenthusiastic, uninspired, flat, depressed, heavy-hearted, stressed, thinking that life is too hard and you can't be bothered with dealing with it, feeling close-hearted, wounded, rejected, hardened, cold, giving up on love, not believing you deserve it, frequent self-criticism, self-depreciation, feeling worthless, angry, and bitter, waiting until things come to a boil to let your feelings out, taking on too much responsibility, then feeling stressed and anxious, giving too much of yourself and pushing yourself further than you can handle, not listening to your heart, feeling unfulfilled, disappointed, put down, and lonely, holding on to a deep-seated fear of being hurt or having your heart broken, in some cases, envy or jealousy over other people's success. So if you've got over half of those, I would suggest really focusing on those heart energies. So with this, so Monica, I've worked on releasing overburdened. So let me know if that rings a bell. Okay, Baja Girl. So my notes were a little scribbly. So I'm getting like trapped emotion, but then it also said family curse. So I'm going to see which one. So I'm getting to work on the trapped emotion, but so going back though to the family curse. So it's like, does your family have a family curse? I'm getting yes. But for this particular instance, I'm getting it's better to work on the trapped emotion for you. All right, so let's see. I'm going to use this list. Just one moment. So I'm getting mistrust, Baja Girl. Let me get an age. 21. So as I said, ages are the hardest. So somewhere 20, 21, 22, mistrust. So when you have mistrust, it definitely affects everything. So I'm hoping that releasing this, I mean, because sometimes you even mistrust God, source, family, friends. Okay, so I'm getting that released. Let me know if that rings a bell. All right, so Renee. I wrote down family curse for you too, Renee. Was I just going a little crazy with my scribbles? Let me just see. Going back. And so I've got Renee, Jan, and Serenity Girl left on my list. If you put something in the chat and I did not say your name and we haven't done it, please just rewrite it. Oh, Monica, that does sound like sort of a lot. All right. Thank you for confirming, Baja. It's helpful to me to know. You're welcome. All right. So, Renee. So I'm going to check. So, since I haven't heard from Renee, you are welcome, Monica. I'm going to tap in and see. See, my concern is that Baja Girl had family curse, and then right below it, I had Renee with family curse. So my question is, did I really read that for Renee, or was it scrolling so fast that I might have missed her? That would do it, Monica. Or excuse me, that would do it, Baja Girl. Thank you for confirming, Caroline. All right, so let's see. All right, so I'm just going to ask, does Renee, so with this, I use muscle testing, and then a lot of times I'll use my intuition too, but I sort of go back and forth. Nice, Lynn. There is a reason why you were all here together. Oftentimes people show up at the same place in the same time because they have similarities. So pay attention to what comes up for other people because it might resonate with you. And if it does, work on releasing what came up for them for you. Thank you for putting that in the comments, Lynn. All right, so let's see. So Renee and family curse. So I definitely get a yes. Is this something that we can, has a theme that we can just release? Okay, good. All right, is it on any of my lists I have in front of me? Oh, there's Mary. Welcome, Mary. So there was a guy, his name was Fred, and he would constantly come in after the show was done. He would listen to the whole show and comment and say how everything was so relevant to him. And I think, Lynn, you're picking up on that everyone is watching this for a reason. And so really do pay attention to whatever comes up for other people. All right, so Claire, we've got feeling unqualified. I'm still working on you, Renee, though, too. Try not to let it scroll too much. All right, so is this the right list for Lynn or for Renee? Okay, so let me just see something else. So I actually have an app. And this, it has a wonderful name. It's called Easy Entity Release. And I actually use it quite a bit. I always call in Archangel Michael to help with, but it's got something called Offensive Energies from Others. And so it's got like 43 different types of things. And usually I don't do this tool on a mini healing. This is more for a private session. But I think sometimes it helps you guys to know what are my tools in private sessions. And so with this, I'm going to check and see of the 41 different ones, what is the curse about? This is actually a blessing curse. So this is when a person treats you pleasantly and claims to have your best interests at heart, but underneath they wish you ill will. Very interesting. So this is a blessing curse. All right, so did this happen multiple generations ago? No. Did this happen to Renee directly? No. Is this her parents? Okay, mother's side, father's side. How old was father? So I'm getting he was about 29 or so. But Renee has this curse too. So I get yes. But here's the key thing. Did the father's curse sort of morph as it was passed down to Renee? Yes. Okay, so if we release the curse from the father, will the morphed curse release from Renee? Yes. All right, so then we just need one more thing. So, because it asks who did this. So I always ask, is it family? No. Friend? No. Someone in their community? No. Acquaintance? Coworker? So someone your dad worked with. All right, so with this, there is sort of a plea and a prayer. And I always just call in Archangel Michael, higher consciousness, source consciousness, council of light beings on earth. And so we're going to ask them for the assistance in releasing and transmuting the blessing curse from Renee's entire family. So we choose to disconnect the entire family from and ask for a release and removal of this blessing curse that has been directed at her father and passed down to Renee. This blessing curse is now uncreated through all time and space. We command it, we will it, and it is so. So Renee, go within, take some time to let the release process through your body. And then I'm just going to check in and see. All right, so did that release from Renee? Yes. Did that release from her dad? Yes. So even if her dad is no longer with us, energetically, we still like to release from them. And then anyone else in the family that was affected, did that release from them too? Yes. Okay, so then we confirm the release and clearing of the blessing curse. We now call back any of Renee's light essence or any of her family's light essence or missing soul fragments from any person, place, or organization. Renee and her family choose to be free, sovereign, and live in peace from this moment forward. We give thanks and gratitude to all who have assisted in this process. So Renee, you'll have to tune in and let me know if that changed anything. All right. Jan, you're next, and we've got lung and heart. So let's see what comes up for that. And right after Jan, we're going to do our third healing pulse. So I'm getting disappointment, Jan. Let me get an age. At 28, so somewhere 27, 28, 29, there was an event that caused you a lot of disappointment. So let's go ahead and release that. So that released. So just breathe in that release, Jan. All right. Serenity Girl, got nerve pain in the head. Has the healing pulse help with that at all, Serenity Girl? So Serenity Girl, I'm getting self-recrimination around age 18. So somewhere 17, 18, 19, you were pretty hard on yourself. You are welcome, Renee. So releasing and removing self-recrimination from Serenity Girl. Okay, so that did release. Claire, you are the last one on my list. And so I think and I did say we're going to do another healing pulse. But we're going to focus on Claire, and then we'll do a healing pulse, and then we'll probably do something else. All right, so Claire wants to work on the stuck emotion of feeling unqualified. So just the way you're wording that makes you think that you're pretty familiar with trapped emotions. So we're going to take what you've asked a step further, because is there something else that's holding the feeling of being unqualified? in addition to that being a trapped emotion. And I do get a yes, so I'm going to use my big list. Thank you for confirming that, Serenity Girl. So Claire, I'm getting there's some sorrow. Let me get an age for that. That's playing a role. Sorrow on 23. So we're going to release and remove that. And then let me just see what, because usually when you have a trapped emotion, you tend to draw that to you more often where you don't process. So let's see, how many times do you have unqualified as a trapped emotion? 3 times. So let's see what ages. "22, 24, 21." So all these are plus or minus a year, but they're all like early 20s. So let's go ahead and release each one. Okay, so that released. Wow, through my list, if I missed anyone, please let me know. I know I've got a few people that have commented, but I like Mary and Caroline and a few others that I don't think I saw. Anything we're working on, but let's do our next healing pulse. Especially you with physical issues, you know exactly where you want to send this. So you're going to choose where you want to send the emotions to. You rub your hands together until they're warm. Place your hand exactly where you want to feel that energy. And just breathe that in. If breath work helps you with this and so that you feel it more intensely, feel free to do that. If you don't really know which breath, I usually recommend the box breath, which is a 4 count in, 4 count hold, 4 count out, 4 count hold. So with this, the most important part is just being open and allowing and breathing that healing energy. Just breathe that in. And when you breathe out, release what doesn't belong, what doesn't serve you. Okay, so that was healing pulse number 3. So I'm thinking, let me just sort of check in and see what else we should do. All right, so I think we're going to work on aura strengthening. So the reason why we do aura strengthening is a strong aura really helps repel negativity. And as you know, there is a lot of not very nice people in the world lately, it seems like. And so with this, I want you to rub your hands together. And I always encourage you to use your own energies, But if you want to, you can use the healing pulse energies. Just draw that energy in and then start beaming out. And just imagine that your aura is getting thicker and stronger. I always add a little bit of reflectivity just because that helps. People are being nasty, it sends it back to them. And then here's my favorite part. So you're beaming out to the wall, the edge of your aura, which for most people, it's way beyond my hands. But what if you could instill something within that will make things easier? So, like, what if Claire could instill confidence within her bubble? So, and then I'm looking at everyone else on my list here. So, what if you put in that you are full of health and healing in your bubble? So just keep breathing in and out, strengthening that aura, but yet filling you up. Okay, so that was aura strengthening. I think I want to do one more thing. Oh, I'm going to play. I have a little commercial, but after that, let's do. We're going to do positive emotions. That's like my favorite. So I'm going to just do this. Let's see if it works. Okay, not exactly. Okay. Hi, welcome to Healing by Summer. These are a few of my offerings. I offer an integrated holistic healing session, and this works with up to 3 issues in person or online. And then I also do email sessions for people or pets that deals with 1 to 2 issues. Next, I do hypnosis, both traditional and metaphysical. And with the metaphysical, meaning past life regression, Dolores Cannon method, which is oh so much more than regressions and quite powerful. And then finally, I offer different trainings. Right now, I offer quite a few Reiki trainings. I have Usui Holy Fire 1 and 2 offered online, and Animal Reiki 1 and 2 online. And then in the future, I will be offering Holy Fire Master and also Karuna, and then Animal Reiki Master level. So please book a free informational consultation through the website and just click book now, and we will have a conversation about all your questions. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for listening. I'm told I need to do that. That's probably one of the hardest things for me. But thank you for doing that. Let's do, just need to do one more thing. Okay. So here's my website just in case. All right. So we're going to do something that it's a positive emotion, but I need to have you pick an emotion that you want to be. And then, thank you, Serenity Girl. I appreciate that. So you're going to pick an emotion that you want to be, and I will pick one matching emotion. So if you want to do this, put the number 1 in the comments along with, well, actually, I often do numbers just so it stands out, but if you could just put your positive emotion in, and then it will be my flag that tells me to pick another emotion for you. So you give me one, and then I give you one. And this way, we sort of end on a positive note. Oh, Paula, I like that one. Invincible. So Paula is choosing invincible. Serenity Girls self-love. Wonderful. Jenny, self-esteem. Mary, disciplined. That's a good one. Oh, Anne-Marie wants to be resilient. I like that, Anne-Marie. Monica is acceptance. Trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. Francine, joyful. Nice, Francine. Lynn, free feeling. Nice. Baja Girl, joyful. Carolyn, confident. I like that. Caroline, not Carolyn. Confident. Okay. All right, and if anyone else comes in or hasn't put anything down, they can do that. So let's see. All right, Paula, your word that goes with invincible is focused. I like that. Oh, and there's Renee, kindness. Nice. So reinforcing invincible and focused for Paula. Wonderful. All right, so next, Serenity Girl wanted self-love as her keywords. So let's see what goes with that, or maybe what she needs. It's interested. That's a unique matchup. So we're going to reinforce self-love and interested. Okay. Jenny had self-esteem. So let's see what goes with that. And not everything goes together because maybe the universe wants you to have a different focus. But sometimes they do match up in an interesting way. Jenny, you got unique. That's a wonderful one. Mary's got discipline. Let's see what goes with that. Oh, and Claire's got peaceful. Right. All right, so this goes with Mary's disciplined. Judicious. Interesting, Mary. All right. And Anne Marie had resilient. So Anne Marie, you had resilient, and I got virile. Did you get that one before? A few months ago? It's just a different combination, but very, very nice. All right. And then, I've got Jan B, confident. That's a good one. All right. Monica's next. Monica had acceptance. Thankful for Monica. That's a nice one. Thankful and acceptance. Francine chose joyful. So I've got learning to go with joyful. Lynn wants free feeling. And I get unhurried. That's sort of a nice reminder for people sometimes. So reinforcing unhurried and free feeling. Baja Girl got joyful. And valued. That's a nice combination. Carolyn chose confident. And she got prepared. So with this, I always ask, did other people get words that you want to borrow? Because there's multiple energies that you can borrow here. All right, so Renee got kindness. You're welcome, Monica. Humble. So kindness and humble. Sounds like those go together nicely. Claire's got peaceful. And unselfish. Nice. Oh, I'm sorry, Baja Girl. But I think part of that is you need to work on yourself. I know, easier said than done. That makes me sad for you. I'm sorry. Yes, there are all wonderful words. All right, so then I've got Jan. Jan wants confident. So you got Jan B got confident and popular. Nice. So here's all the words for today. Invincible, focused, self-love, interested, self-esteem, unique, disciplined, judicious, resilient, virile, acceptance, thank you, joyful, learning, free feeling, unhurried, joyful, valued, confident, prepared, kindness, humble, peaceful, unselfish, confident, and popular. So, what's everybody's favorite words? So, and many of you are new here tonight. This is my 147th show. So during COVID, I started doing this weekly, and then in May, after 142 shows, it was just too much. So I've cut back, and now I do this once a month. Although I'm considering doing something else a second time during the month for a small fee, but I haven't quite figured out what I want to do with that. But if you've liked and enjoyed what I do, typically I do this every month. Mostly I focus on the very simple things, trapped emotions, positive emotions, and then the healing pulses. Sometimes I throw in other things like I do something called brain balancing. Typically, we do the aura strengthening every week, every month, because that's important. I have a cool little fun thing called good luck, bad luck buttons. And yeah, but if you like this, if you want to sign up for my newsletter, I'll always give you a heads up when I'm doing special things. I've got just a monthly newsletter, or if you want monthly plus events, the most you will get would be like four emails in a month. And so that's on my website. And on my website, so if you sign up for that newsletter, then you'll also be able to get access to the healing pulses. It's sort of a beginner level. And I'm thinking I might be adding a more advanced level that doesn't have all the explanations, but just has the energies and lets you go and just do it without me talking. So if you have any questions at all, just let me know. I can be reached on Facebook or through my website, or you can text me. All sorts of different ways. And on my website, under the Book Now button, there is free consultations through Zoom. So if you would like to do that, feel free. But it's been lovely meeting everyone. And for my regulars that have showed up, it's really nice seeing you. Yeah, there's a few of you I haven't seen in a while, so that's good. So, but on that note, I just make sure I didn't miss anything, because that does happen sometimes. Oh, so again, thank you so much. Yes, and have a great evening for all of you. Hope to see you. So I will be here again on October 1st if I don't hear from any of you sooner. So thank you. Bye.